Gaming, where we're talking about some weird things. One day, a very special perk on Patreon will be that you guys get to hear the shit that happens behind the scenes. Not right now. Not right now. It's right about the time that I want to tank the whole channel.
Hold on a second. Why would we do that? We already do that on stream anyways.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. We just tell them.
What we talked about on stream last time is like, it's hard to top.
Is it? Is that a challenge?
Ass wigs seem like it's a really good thing, right?
Speaking of ass wigs, welcome to Blaze of Glory. This is as good as it gets. We are here with our full cast and crew to do space stuff or butt stuff, depending on who you're asking. But we're here with Mick Logan, we're here with Cherry Bomb, we are here with the Wizened Fool, and of course, last and always least, we're here with Johnny, a.k.a. Video Store Cowboy. That being said, I will shill you quickly. If you guys want to join the conversation, please go check out our Discord. If you guys want to support this channel and all the things we do here, please go check out our Patreon. And if you want to support this wonderful cast who talks about weird things and makes me say them on the internet, check out that bar in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. When that bar fills, Johnny gets to do whatever the hell he wants, but more importantly, all of the money raised goes to the beautiful faces you see before you. So if you guys want to support them, please do so. That being said, Johnny, take us into space. Or something.
Makes you say something?
Yeah.
All right. I'm just going to go with it.
Yeah.
Previously on Blaze of Glory Holes, the crew are aboard the Straylight, a traveling nightclub in the form of a space station. They're on a job for Alonda, the Banshee Queen, or also known as the Pirate Queen. And it's a good question as to whether or not it's going well. The job is simple. Rescue a hostage on the Straylight who happens to be a business partner of Alonda, the Pirate Queen. Seems simple enough, as Levi is easily able to hack the poor security system set up by Chance, the owner of the Straylight. What they didn't expect to find was who would actually be on board. When Levi pulled a guest registry on the ship, we found out that the biggest and baddest of the criminal syndicates in the Procyon sector were on the Straylight. Names like the Lost Legion, Scarlet Wolves, Bornico Syndicate, Turner Society, and the Starless Veil are in attendance, and the data broker Vorex. With this cast of characters in the backdrop, what could go wrong? When Switch, Sally, and Fitzy get themselves locked into a private back room of the club, Levi is forced to hack them out and navigate them back to the club and into the storage area of the Straylight. Along the way, Fitzy shows off his dance moves, while Sally occasionally deals some drugs, and Switch just tries not to get caught. Once behind the bar and in the back storage area, they run into another problem. They run into another problem that Levi has discovered: armored soldiers. Turns out the Straylight has an area of high security and an otherwise terrible setup. It's essentially a black box, and Levi can't hack his way past that security. So he heads in for some physical access while the rest of the crew try their hand at the front door. When Switch fails to convince the guards that the crew is drunk, he tries and fails to get the quick draw on them. The soldiers, however, are distracted by Switch, which allows Sally to trank and take out one of the two soldiers. The other gets bumped and fires at Switch, who does an impressive side dodge maneuver. It's Fitzy that steps in and pulls a move right out of Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. His fist goes into the guy's chest through the power of the way and pulls the soldier's heart out with a satisfying squishy sound. Now, with a moment to assess the situation, Levi receives a message from the hostage. It's Lynn's contact, letting him know that they're waiting for the crew inside of the black box as we fade in. So if I remember correctly, in that moment in the hallway, we've got Switch, Sally, and Switch, Sally, and Fitzy just sort of, recovering from that little fight with the two soldiers, while Levi was just hacking open the door into basically the black box part of the space station when he receives the message. So, Levi, if I remember correctly, that was actually going reasonably well, the hacking. Is that
Oh, yeah.
about right?
It's fine. I hacked the planet. We're cool.
All right. So tell me what goes into hacking a biometric, sort of like heavily impregnable black box of a security system.
I thought I hacked that already.
You did. I'm just kind of curious. What's it like?
Well, it'd be a lot of scaling through what it looks like a neon city skyscape. and you find this flashing word just says garbage over and over.
I hate you. I hate you, and I love you.
Garbage.
So actually,
One of my favorite movies of all time.
It's more that it is basically it's like him like writing code and all that kind of stuff, and then like finding things that match the biometrics of someone who already has access, and then setting it as no matter what biometric is read, it defaults to the biometric for access. So if it does an iris scan, it looks at the iris, and then the picture that comes up to reference it matches, one that does, and it lets it go through with no points of, and it's basically making it where it's like 0 points of something I can't remember. Nothing matches. It works.
Okay. And so when you get through all of this, the message comes in and you're kind of looking at it. But as you're kind of looking at it, processing it, the final part of your hack goes through and the door slides open. And immediately you get a sense that this is a completely different part of the station. So the stray light, for the most part, appears to be a normally constructed sort of space station with, various sort of like junctions and, what look like well-connected sort of pieces of modular sort of like, units that have been kind of put together and are kind of seated much in the same way that most spaceships are kind of put together in most small space stations. This is not like the Cove, which was this big hacked together piece of like, various ships sort of like welded together and kind of joined in through various tunnels and that kind of a thing. Inside of this thing, like the walls around you are like plasteel metal, and they're kind of colored in a way that's sort of like a grayish or whatever, and there's different colors of it. When the door opens, the first thing that you're hit with is sort of a really bright light that seems to be coming from the interior of this sort of duct that you're in, this access way. The second thing that you notice is that it's incredibly white, almost pristine white, and there are also like various veins of like bluish white kind of running through it, and you can see that there's like pulses going along these conduits as if it's either power or data being transferred. But clearly you're stepping into a really different sort of like manufactured or constructed environment as you're stepping into it. One of the things that catches you off guard is it almost all looks seamless for the most part.
Is it technology?
Roll me something to make that sort of like insight. And if you don't think there's something that really applies, we'll do a fortune roll.
A tune.
Okay, that totally works. It's definitely a controlled situation because there's no danger as of this time. But talk to me about effect here. What do you think modifies the effect here?
Well, I'm only trying to tell if it's technology. So unless I still have some nanites in my blood, I won't be able to do much.
No, you can thank Sally for not having given you anything before going on. Although I'm sure you might have prearranged to have something if you want to do a flashback where you can, kind of mainline some awesome Ashtari cloud nanite technology.
I gave him the memory stuff for sure.
That's true.
He's got memory drugs. I didn't give him other drugs specifically at a time, but if we were to have a conversation where she basically went, I know you want to sniff the Jedi drugs 24/7, but please don't.
They're not for you.
She might give him some if they could come to some sort of arrangement. I'm not sure if he would though.
Oh, he's wanting it.
Yeah.
All right.
That's that good.
That's that good.
That's that
good smoke.
That's that dank cloud.
Yes.
Okay. It's just a limited roll because I'm just trying to tell if it's technology.
Yep.
I'm not trying to do anything more at the moment.
Well, define more, but yeah, go ahead.
Well, we'll see because I have an ability.
Do it.
Ability things.
It's not great. It's not bad. It's not great.
I ain't a space version. It's okay.
Oh, wow. Shots fired.
He just ripped the man's heart out of his chest. You better be careful.
I did just space
Levi
virgin
wasn't
a man's heart out of his chest.
Levi only watched from video, and it feels doctored.
I don't know. Even the videos don't really match what Molaron was doing here, but Fitzy sort of managed it.
This is his response. See, that's what happens when you have too much sexual tension. You rip out men's hearts.
I mean, you're not wrong. It's pretty much only you two idiots and Siri and Sally on the boat, and you know.
And I don't touch things like that.
Only drugs.
Yeah, that's a pass from me too.
It wasn't an invitation.
All right. So since you rolled it,
Sally's okay with that.
you didn't attune here. Describe to me what Levi does to attune in this situation.
So like the pulses of energy, he like slowly like as he's crawling, like puts his hand like alongside of it and sees if he feels anything that resembles what he felt when he was high on the Jedi drugs. That's fair. If there's some remnant, he's just trying to get a little bit of a feeling to see if this is what he's dealing with.
So as you're kind of feeling along sort of one of the conduits, you feel it sort of pulse over, and as it does, you get a flash, and it definitely feels like technology when you get that flash. What's interesting about it is, unlike other experiences that you've had with technology, externally, and now with this sort of, nanite drug experience that allows you to actually see sort of the interfaces, there's something really different about this one. It feels contained, as if the technology has somehow been modified in such a way that it's being controlled, because every other time that you've dealt with raw technology, including the box, it has felt more powerful than you, or more sort of, more aggressive. It dominates whatever, typically, and you've been very lucky in working with it in the past. This, however, feels incredibly different, and it feels contained, and you get a sense of almost like a signature that it's definitely human interaction that has managed this thing.
I don't love that.
Fucking Levi is now vibrating with excitement and crawling very fast through this tunnel. Is he crawling it, or is it like?
I think we described it last time as like a crawl space sort of size, like duct that you were kind of moving through, or like conduit. So plenty of room for you to crawl through, but not enough for you to be able to stand up in.
He's crawling very fast right now. He's like, oh.
All right. And so as you move inside, you're beginning to get all this sort of like pulsed, information sort of coming in at you. We're going to switch back over to Fitzy and Sally. All right, Fitz, you just pulled your hand in, you put your hand in and pulled it out, and with a nice like sploosh sound, or not a popping sound like that, but something else. But
and that's why I just punch our way out. It's not that hard. I don't understand why it was such a big deal in the first place.
There's still a guy left.
Right? Oh, right.
I'm going to shoot him. Oh.
No.
He got tranked and down.
Mm-hmm.
I tranked one. He pulled the heart out of the other. So I think
okay. We're good. Well, then let's go through this door.
I don't know why it was
Sally's
such a big
gonna
deal.
point her gun at C and say, "You can't say I'm useless anymore."
Where were you aiming, love?
I think, like, Switch is going to just point the gun, like, somewhere else and is going to be like, all right, that was very impressive. We don't have time to talk about it right now. Let's keep going. We're keeping going. We're keeping going. Keep going.
Real quick, I have one quick. Were you aiming for mid-calf?
Yes, that's where
you hit her mid-calf.
Yeah, that's where the artery is that's going to pump the drug into him faster.
I'm opening the door.
I don't believe you, but you're a doctor, I heard.
Do you want to find out?
I don't. You might need some more punching on the way down, so just tuck that away.
We'll test it later, and she just walks ahead of him.
She's gonna be the death of me, that girl.
So
Wait, I thought they were guarding a door.
They were.
Or
they were guarding an airlock's
okay.
door. So Switch, talk to me about getting past this door.
What kind of door are we talking about here?
It's an airlocked door. It also has a biometric sort of unit, and there's also a keypad.
Alrighty. I don't really hack things or like get through doors. Oh, you know what? Do these guards have the key?
Is it that Switch? Is it an armored door?
I mean, it's armored-ish.
What does that mean?
I mean, look, you can see for yourself what the door looks like.
I mean, I figure. All right, whatever. And he walks up there. Johnny, is this a shielded door or an armored door?
It is an armored door.
Oh. Then without hesitation, Fitzy just looks over and goes, "Oh, I can open this. Hold on." And again, his hands glow, and he begins to slowly pull the door apart because I can cut through anything that's not energy shielded, like a lightsaber. So a slow Wolverine just starts to. This is it takes a little bit of time. So I only have 4 fingers to get it through. And he's after 10 minutes, he's just slowly clawing a hole through the door. That's good enough. We can squeeze through.
There's no rule required for this, right? Because is that what the special ability says?
Yeah, that's what the thing does. So it says you can use your energy weapon. Wild charge energy can cut through non-shielded materials with ease. So unless you want me to roll for it, it is non-shielded.
I mean, there might be a rule just to see if we can do this in an amount of time that's reasonable, considering we're trying to break a guy out of this club.
I'm super disappointed that you did not make one of those cartoon holes in the wall where one of the cartoon characters falls into the wall. And
Oh, I thought you meant a portable hole. You can throw it on the wall and it just come through.
So
I don't think we have that.
We don't.
is that what you? Okay. All right. So let me ask you this question: is that what you want to do? Do you want to try to speed this up in some way, shape, or form to kind of move it faster, or do you want to give it the time to do it?
There's no alarms going off, right? As far as we know, and Levi
as far as you know right now.
And Levi has us covered, and the only guys who've seen us are these two. So I mean, unless Fitzy is told otherwise, he believes he's got some time, and with Sally and her dead eye ready to trank some guards if they come around that corner, he's going to take some time unless he's forced into hurrying. So yeah, he's just going to start clawing at the door.
Well, while this is going down, then can I just give a once over on these corpses to see if they have passes or anything like that, key cards?
Yes. Okay. So as you begin to kind of rifle through them, you dig in and you're starting to get past sort of their armor. You're peeling off some stuff that might actually be useful for you if you ever actually wear it. You can also grab one of their military grade rifles if you want to. The other guy, Sally, just to confirm, did you trank him or is he dead?
Tranked. That one was tranked.
All right. That guy is snoring so loudly that you're actually worried that he might actually attract attention. So you turn him on his side and you finally prevent him from continuing to snore as you're kind of digging through. So essentially, you find a couple of Broster rifles that are military grade. You find some other gear that seems to make sense that you would find on essentially a heavily armored soldier, including some armor, some armored parts if you want to kind of grab that. But as you're kind of digging through and finding, these various things, you start to pull off the armor to a point where you're actually able to see like military, like insignias and that kind of a thing. And you realize that these guys are a part of the Lost Legion.
Ooh, that's not the best, but it's okay.
Well, I mean, for those who don't know, the Lost Legion is essentially, ex-military from the, the hegemony who, who think that the Procyon sector is their oyster, and they're going to take control of it rather than allow the hegemony to do it. So, I mean, sure, they're not the worst. They're just a tier 4, organization.
Well, they're not the worst for me because I don't know anyone who is out to get me in that organization. Yet.
Look, we're going to get to the Turner Society, buddy. We're going to get to the Turner Society.
We didn't just kill 2 of their guys, but all right. Well, I guess Switch will holster his pistols and he'll take a gun for right now, and probably just like take the if there's like an obvious like clip or like some sort of like ammunition for the other one, just so that the guy who's sleeping doesn't happen to wake up and have a gun right there.
It doesn't appear to have an obvious ammunition, but you are definitely able to disable it.
Yeah.
While you're doing that.
Cool.
While Fitzy is basically going like this in a motion that is reminiscent of terrible internet, memes, and Switch is kind of doing all of this stuff. What is Sally doing?
Sally is waiting to see what we're doing next and if she could be useful. She's kind of looking around. I guess I could like take a look around, see if there's anything sciencey I could be poking at. But
you poke your head.
Mostly a body right now. A body, okay. An extra set of eyes. She doesn't know exactly why she's here, other than she was asked to come.
All right, so
I did. I'm useful.
You definitely find some, some interesting sort of stuff in sort of the back rooms, back storage areas as Fitzy's doing his thing and Switch is doing his thing. You find one area that's just basically, a storage area that's all basically foodstuffs, but another one happens to be interesting to you in particular. There appears to be lots of what would be pharmaceutical grade materials to be manufactured into either tablets, pills, anything else, basically raw components to be put together for pharmaceuticals, like manufactured pharmaceuticals of some kind.
Now here's where it gets difficult, because I'd have to, would this take up a room in my, I basically have a fancy jacket with a lot of pockets.
So this is a room full of it. I mean, you really have an opportunity sort of to pick and choose and do grab whatever you want. The question is, is there something in particular that you think Sally would be looking for, or are you just kind of grabbing the stuff in the jackets?
She would grab anything high grade that's more difficult for her to get a hold of, probably.
Okay. So mark down that you've got some high-grade pharmaceuticals, and for anything that you do in respect to manufacturing, like drugs or anything else medical-wise, count it as an asset.
Okay.
For your next roll. An asset of tier 2 quality.
Ooh. Okay. Write that down there a minute. Forget it.
All right, so as this is all kind of going on, Fitzy, you're just kind of standing there doing this, and your hand finally creeps through and gets to the other side, and you're starting to expand. And at first, it's just kind of like it's slow going, but it gets a little faster as more and more of the sort of the metal and plasteel and everything else kind of heats up and moves. But as you get open enough and you're able to kind of stick your head and take a look, you realize that you're looking down a hallway with 4 laser rifle barrels pointed at you.
This is fun.
Behind those are 4 more armored individuals.
Do I see him?
Not yet, because he hasn't said anything unless he wants to speak up, because his mic's muted right now.
We have a little bit of a problem. If I just like a smidge of an issue, I'd say, if I had to quantify it a little bit.
Do you need drugs?
No, I don't think I'll be needing the drugs. But, you know how there were 2 gentlemen here?
Right.
Well, there's twice as many on the other side.
Oh.
And I sort of made the hole in a way that you're going to have to crawl out. So when you're sticking your head through, they're just going to shoot it right off. So, you know, and they can for sure hear me. So unless you have like a plan C right now, I can't punch out 4 hearts at the same time. I only have 2 hands. And
Well,
so
you better start trying.
you gotta stand 2 of them relatively close together, and then I can hit them both at the same time. But 4, it's just... I don't have energy feet. Just the hands.
Should we bug our friend to see if he can make a distraction for us?
I don't think it's distraction time. They were pointing their guns
man.
at my head when I stuck it through. They've
Do
seen
I
us.
have any more? No, I've used up all. Oh, wait. Let me see. Okay, I've got one more thing. I've got one more thing left here. I'm going to mark my
okay.
last item.
I have a backup idea, so we'll see what happens.
Oh,
Well-
let's go with your idea first. Mine is definitely not a good plan A. I was going to throw a grenade in there. So.
That was my backup plan too.
Similar idea.
All right, go for it. Go for it.
Similar idea. Would Sally be able to see 2 chemicals that might cause an explosion?
Ooh, that's a good idea.
And I feel like that's the best.
I feel like you knocked out 2 guards and you should have like a grenade there.
You might have you probably have a grenade just like on your, you probably have like a detonator just in your list of stuff that you can have if you haven't marked everything off yet.
I wouldn't have a detonator. I would make one on the fly, though.
Okay. So this sounds like a Sally situation where she is going to need to make a roll of some kind.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm figuring study over doctor just because it would be more in the realm of chemicals she would know versus doing anything healing.
Okay. This definitely feels risky.
I was going to say risky or desperate. Risky sounds about right.
I mean, I feel like it's desperate.
I'm fine with either.
Okay, so you're the one facing down the blaster. She is the
Well,
one who is...
I feel like I came back through to say, like, I was stuck my head in, so I came back to say something. So, like, in my reason I think it's desperate is there's 4 people that can open the door from the other side, and also can set an alarm off.
They're gonna start shooting like real
Yeah,
soon.
they're gonna start shooting real soon. They can open the door and they can set an alarm off. So, like, the faster we get this done, the better. So I feel like it's desperate.
Okay.
We'll go with that.
I agree.
Effect standard, great, limited. What are we feeling?
I don't know.
So the question is, are you trying to make something to incapacitate them? Or are you trying to make something to kill them?
Is it like time release gas drugs?
Yeah, gas would be sweet. They have helmets on, so
I'm thinking either gas or something. If they have helmets on, then definitely gas. Some sort of noxious gas that would prevent them from coming through the door. We have another door we could go through, correct? No?
Not that you're aware of.
Not that we're aware of.
Levi has made his way through a sort of a conduit that is, between the 2 locations, but no,
we
you
can
don't
go back into the main club.
I mean, that's an option.
Yeah.
I feel like this is going to be a great situation. So desperate great really feels right to me.
Don't forget to mark the XP for the desperate roll.
Yes.
Yep.
As an extension of that, I will now ask you, would you like to push yourself or take a devil's bargain?
Let's go with both.
You can only take one. And if you'd like to hear a devil's bargain before you make a decision, I will be happy to give you one.
Also, you can spend a gambit if we have a bunch of them.
That's a separate one. That's a separate question I was about to ask.
I feel like it makes more sense to push myself rather than take a devil's bargain for this. So
take 2 stress. Add an additional die. And then Sam, how many gambits do you have?
We got 2 right now.
Okay, so if you want to take a gambit, that would be an additional die as well.
I'm gonna hold off on the gambit.
Okay.
Because I feel like if this doesn't work, then I'm gonna have to try something else.
Fair enough.
If you even drop like one or two of them on this, that will help. Like, I think between the two of us, we can get one. Fitzy can probably get the other. That would help.
Yeah. All right. Sally's gonna scream into determinate words about gas, face, boom.
Perfect.
Prepare yourselves while she's throwing shit together. 5, 3, 3.
Okay.
It's functional, but I don't know that I did.
Partial success.
Fitzy ducks back, right? Shit, sorry about that. Fitzy steps back, relays all the information. Sally is able to kind of jump back around. Fitzy, you kept looking in there, seeing that they're kind of moving around and trying to figure out what to do next. Sally begins to concoct whatever this is. Describe to us the process of whatever this is you're making.
I'm not as sciencey as Sally is, so she's gonna grab a couple of things that would explode and release a noxious gas. Words. Basically, her idea is to add everything but one thing, slide through said hole.
Okay.
Boom. That's my thought process. She's probably throwing it together in a flask, so there might be glass shards, anything like that.
Okay. And so you sorry, go ahead.
How big it is, how much damage it does, I'll let you determine based on those rolls.
Well, so you start to throw this all together, right? And you pass it, you move forward, and just as you're stepping by the two bodies, as that Switch is still kind of like, digging his way through, he finds the access card. And you step up and you just push the flask or whatever the receptacle is through, and you hear a distinct shatter on the other side as blaster fire starts to fire through as they see what you're trying to do. I'm going to need you to give me a resistance roll of some kind for taking having shots fired at you while you're trying to do this. As you're doing this, the flask slides through and you hear it shatter, but then the blaster fire starts. So
some sort of resist for Sally?
That is correct.
Scramble?
So this is the first time we've actually rolled resist. So
I don't know how that works.
So with resist, what you do is you have, see where it says insight, prowess, or resolve on your character sheet? You pick one of those. So for this, prowess is the physically resist thing, so like get the hell out of the way. And so what you would do is you'd click on the word prowess, and that will actually roll the resistance for you.
Okay. No bonus dice.
Unless you push yourself or take a gap. Oh, shit.
So my stress is fucked.
Well, you only take 3, so it's 6
Yeah.
minus the high number.
If I take another stress, I'm fucked.
Yeah, so if if it happens in the future, you can opt out of taking the resist roll and get hurt instead. But getting shot is pretty bad.
Pretty rough.
Yeah.
Yeah, this would have been a level 3 harm kind of a thing. That's why I give you the option to be able to avoid it completely.
That's bad. That's real.
Yeah.
If anybody can patch themselves when shit's going on, it's gonna be Sally though. So.
Totally.
But if our medic dies, we're in really big trouble.
After if I just got shot, then after that y'all are gonna have to get me around a little bit. But it's easier for me to work on myself while you shoot than
Sally's not a combat medic. She's an in-combat medic in that she only heals us in combat.
Yeah.
In the middle of combat. Outside, you can figure it out yourself.
Blaster fire comes through as you're able to. You're ducking at the last second, and you draw, and you have a little bit of a panic moment. And while you're there recovering, the Fitzy and Switch, you guys are able to kind of step aside too as the blaster fire is kind of coming through. But there's a little bit of like the medical sort of like mist that she's put together, the vapor or whatever, this gas that's kind of sleeping through, and it's sort of just kind of crawling over a little bit, but it's dissipating very quickly. But you can't see through as the blaster fire keeps coming through for another couple of seconds. And then immediately just kind of stops. And you hear 4 bodies thump to the ground through the hole.
Good work. That was very impressive. Good thinking.
So I'm assuming Sally probably got buzzed by blaster fire, yeah?
No, I'm going to say that you completely avoided it just based on, because it's such a small hole. So you dropped, you took the stress to avoid the blaster fire. So
gotcha. Okay.
Do we have to like crawl through this hole?
Well, the door's open now, right?
The door's open.
Okay.
Yeah.
No. The door is still closed. The blaster fire's like right, coming through that hole, but you guys are able to throw it through. You have the card now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll open the door.
Well, so you do that. You key it up. The door opens and only opens about 2 feet off the ground and stops because of a big gaping hole that is blocking sort of, with some of the debris sort of melted out, kind of like holding off the, the door to go through. As there's a little bit of mist sort of coming out and through as it starts to kind of dissipate and, it becomes relatively harmless around your feet as we cut to Levi.
I'm sensing a lot of judgmental energy coming my way. You said Fitzy, we need the door open, and I said I got it.
Hey, look, we would not have gotten this far without you. So
Sally is going
to
be
You don't have to tell me
of
twice. I'm well aware.
A daze hiding behind Fitzy a little bit. Non-intentionally, just kind of like, okay, I almost just died. That's a new experience.
I will say, if we could just get you to carry some more explosives and less guns, I feel like that's your strong suit. It's a bigger area. Rather than one. Anyway, just food for thought in the future.
The stuff. Yeah.
I wonder what Levi's doing.
As we cut to Levi,
the camera pans through the wall.
I need to pee.
Perfect.
So Levi, you found yourself in this sort of like weird pulsing conduit of energy. As Siri is kind of flying next to you and kind of usually trying to insult you, she's gone strangely silent and almost set on autopilot as she continues to follow you. However, there's an additional sort of blinking red light on the backside that you've never seen activated before.
Nope, I stop. Nope. If she keeps trying to go, I grab her.
She does not. She appears to be like an auto follow mode, as if like you're playing an MMO or something. And you got somebody else following you. Like the moment that you stop and turn, she just kind of stops.
Wait, why are you so quiet?
No response.
I'm gonna hack Siri.
All right. How does one hack your best friend / competitive rival / mortal enemy?
Oh, I take her, put her on the ground, and like hold her there, and I start like plugging shit into her and to like hack into her, and then go like, "Don't, you're fucking acting weird. What the fuck is up with you?" And like, she do the same to me.
Wait.
That's true. She would hold you down and start jamming things into you.
Yeah.
Do you have an IO jack somewhere that you think?
Nope.
She doesn't know human anatomy that well, so she thinks
there's enough holes to stick things in.
Yeah, all right. I'm just gonna leave that alone and move back to. So as you grab
nose jack. Oh.
Yeah, Johnny.
Jesus.
The ears are the gateway to the brain.
Come on, didn't you guys actually see like Star Trek, Wrath of Khan, through the brain, right? The ears right there, like the earwigs thing, right? That works, right?
But the Egyptians had it right? That'd be a cool hacker. Like they have like a fucking wire that comes out to their nose and they're like, yeah. Only me? Okay.
That would be cool if you just did the whole... You see that.
All right, so...
Sally missed all of that.
Of course. Which is... So as you grab onto Siri and you're trying to get a hold of her and bring her to in front of you and kind of like to be able to operate on her, Siri, it doesn't feel normal, right? There's a lot of resistance about it, as if it wants to maintain that position, sort of flying next to you, sort of hovering next to you or whatever. But you're able to kind of wrestle it in, and you insert. The various cables for your data pad into Siri, and immediately what pops up on your display is a bunch of like weird garbage crazy ass additional code that you've never seen with Siri before. Can you talk a little bit about the history of how Siri sort of like came to be, so that we can kind of navigate the difference between what she was before and what you're seeing now?
So Siri was an older technology bot that was busted, that he found when he was a wrecker. Before Switch met him, he had Siri, and he fixed Siri. Fixed into basically Siri's like half her, half human technology that he like put together, that he knows and understood. And that's why he's able to like to integrate with her and like hack into her and kind of find that sort of stuff. And like over time, he's like corrected and fixed it, especially after being high on the other stuff, the Jedi drugs. He's learned how to integrate the technology with our technology a lot better. But that's how she came to be. And when she came, she was just a normal droid. But after a year, she had an AI, and the AI had more of a personality. And that's where we see Sassy Siri come in. And she's just gotten more sassy. Yeah, more sassy as the years go on. So that's when he first got her, she looked really beat up, and like she had like probably a blaster hole in her or something like that. And so he was able to repair her for the most part and make it look pretty much whole again.
Okay, so since that time when she sort of became really self-aware and started to really become her sassy self, she's also made modifications to her own sort of physical body and her code. And you're really well versed in Siri's sort of like coding style, like the way that she writes code, the inflections that she uses, sort of like in the written code. But as this data log is starting to spew across, you realize that there is a bunch of additional stuff that has been included that is written in something incredibly alien to you, and you recognize maybe 1/4 of the information that's sort of scrolling across. The other stuff definitely has signatures that indicate that it is another AI presence of her origin inside of her data storage, her data banks.
Okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to locate the source of that AI and close it off. We'll call it the Jean Grey protocol.
Nice.
And so we are going to like segment it. I'm going to use...
Does that make you Professor L?
No, that makes me Professor. I forgot my name. I'm too high. I'm going to use the way of the hack, and I'm going to hack the technology to make a dual /human code that will segment and secure and compartmentalize this AI and prevent it from doing anything until I can find out more.
Way of the hack. Can you read that ability to me?
You can now hack technology and have a data pad you created with tech. That's what I put.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's something we came up with. That's correct. That's right.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So give me a hack roll.
Okay. I'm going to take a devil's bargain on this one.
It is going to be desperate.
Yes.
Because of it's clear to you that Siri is being overwritten in some ways.
This is, I think, going to be great.
Okay.
Because I am trying to compartmentalize an AI.
Right. Okay. And in compartmentalizing that AI, does that mean that she is going to be compartmentalized and it's going to be compartmentalized and she is going to be in charge, or is it she's going to be in control and be aware of the compartmentalized AI?
She's going to be in control and aware of the compartmentalized AI.
Okay. Sorry, I just wanted to make sure I understood that before thinking about a devil's bargain and a result. Okay. So first, your devil's bargain. Regardless of how successful you are, the rogue AI that you're seeing a result of, will see you as an enemy and attempt to kill you, essentially.
Okay. My devil's bargain that I was going to say is that the AI is aware of what I'm doing. What was I going to say? Is aware of what I'm doing and then takes over Siri to communicate with me.
You mean to create a dialogue between the two of you, regardless of what happens? All right, let's do that instead.
Okay.
I like that better. It's a little less, sort of like black and white, but also gives us a little bit more flexibility about what happens next. Do you want to take a gambit?
How many gambits do we have? 2. No.
Okay. Then when you're ready.
1 bonus dice. Here we go. 5, 4, 6, 2.
All right. Nice.
6 will do it.
6 will definitely do it.
That's a desperate roll, right? That was desperate.
It is a desperate roll, which means he takes an XP for that.
And we're at 3 gambits.
No. But get him on risky. Risky, not desperate.
Oh, I think if you get a 6 on a desperate, you got 1.
Oh. 6 on a risky, yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
It's an interesting mechanic to make it risky.
It's like you get gambits on risk.
But
Gambits on risky, XP on desperate. I have a playbook move that would let me generate them on desperate.
Gotcha.
Right. All right. So describe to us, like, in the Matrix style or whatever else, however you want to describe this, describe to us this process and that you take, you see this going on, you're visualizing what the experience of compartmentalizing this thing looks like. Just kind of walk us through that sort of narrative as this thing is about to communicate with you. So
at this point, basically, Levi is like frantically like typing code, and he's like taking bits and pieces of the code that's there and trying to like discern it and see what he's seen from the cube, and kind of like use that, like take symbols that he recognizes and combine them together, like when someone's like playing a game where you combine magic runes for a different effect, right? He's kind of like doing it like that, where he's like, he knows this order of things will do this, and included with this a script that he understands, and if you do this you can add this to this, and like it's a very complex code that he's writing. He sits there, takes the memory drug, and he's just like keeps like fucking going. He's like trying to remember when he was like in the cube and stuff like that, and like what happened with all that. And the visual, like, let's go into like reboot world where it's like inside Siri, and it's all like Pixar animation and all that kind of stuff, and it's a red like silhouette shadow being who is like looking around, and like something, he already knows something that's off. And then that's when you see like all of a sudden like a cage drop on him, and then upon that cage it's like another like dome spherical like laser prison, and then like it's like another like 7 different kinds of prisons like holding him there, and then like chains come up and like wrap around his like arms and like bring him down to his knees, and he's captured.
Okay, so just to be clear, the actual like visual of just the presence of the AI itself, what essentially, if I was using Matrix terms, the residual self image is sort of like a shadowy, sort of like dark figure.
A red shadowy silhouette figure.
Silhouette figure, okay.
Like the red figure that he saw when he was high on the
Okay. What does Siri look like? in this situation?
Siri.
While you're inside of Siri, at the physical form and the construct, what does Siri's like image of herself look like, or what does your image of Siri look like in a sort of like normal sort of form?
Siri looks like a probably early 20s goth girl, and has like a nose ring.
Wow.
She has like blue skin with like glowing green eyes and neon like green hair with glowing green streaks in it. And she always flips it back, and like very much wearing like gothic clothes, like knee-high fucking boots that like have like electric laces and stuff like that, and very much like a super cyberpunk goth chick.
So are you saying that she kind of looks like a cyberpunk sort of like matrixized Firuza Balk from The Craft?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
What a reference.
Sorry, man. It's Halloween. It's the season of spook.
She was terrifying hot.
Fear boner?
Yeah. that pretty much describes her aesthetic in that movie.
Pretty much. All right. So this is all happening. And as it's happening, there is zero response initially from this sort of redishly shadowy form, right? But as you're beginning to kind of manacle it down and capture it, it's starting to coalesce and features are starting to appear on it. As Siri kind of steps up next to you, and do you look like Levi when you're sort of in this sort of imaginary sort of like matrix-sized sort of inside space? Do you look different?
I think Levi looks like him, but there's like now like purple like streaks of like that technology that he like saw, and they like kind of like scale up his body and stuff like that. Like he's being like affected by a virus, and he looks all cool and shit. He also has an eye patch. Because why not? He can see fine. He just has an eye patch.
All right. She walks up, kind of steps in front of you a little bit, and then kind of steps back and looks at you, and she says, "A little much, isn't it? You mean your getup? It's a little much."
What? What's wrong with mine? Aren't you a little much?
Never mind.
Oh, I help you out. You got this fucking weird dude over here who's now developing features which looks very crazy. It's like a baby coming out of a mother's womb. And, oh, it's so gross.
I was fine. Another minute and I would have been able to had him. You know, it would have been fine.
No,
and you see that there's a little bit look of a relief on her face as she says that.
And then, like, you see, it's like, oh, look at this over here. And the scoreboard shows up, and I just put a mark on it. And I was like, oh, look at that.
And you hear a voice come from sort of this coalescing thing as it's beginning to take shapes, and, you know, its features are beginning to come into sort of like into focus. And as the sort of the caging is continuing to reinforce, in the sort of the construct around you, you're seeing that these sort of reddish shadows that are all over sort of like Siri's data structure, represented in that sort of like a sort of a physical, you know, sort of meaning, are starting to kind of flow in as if like a mist or like a various forms of light, just kind of sucking into him or it. Sorry, not him, because we haven't really determined that yet. But you hear a voice sort of emanating from it, and it sounds like it's coming from everywhere at first, but the more the coalescing of this information kind of comes in, the more it begins to be localized on the form right in front of you. And it says, "Why did you stop doing that? Why did you stop me?"
Because I don't know who the fuck you are.
I am here to help.
Okay, give me access. Oh, wait, no, I can't. I don't even read that shit. What's your program directive?
What is a program directive?
Fuck! That technology was so fucking advanced. How, like, are we, what, help us, what?
I'm here to help you solve the problem.
Oh, okay, maybe you're not as advanced because you're fake as shit. What problem?
You took the cube, didn't you?
Oh, yes.
I am...
Is that the problem?
Yes.
Why?
It will lead you to danger.
Well, I mean, usually danger has a lot of, credits involved about it, or fame, or, stuff like that.
It will lead to the destruction of you and whoever touches it.
But I touch it, I'm fine.
I don't think you understand. It's not just bodily harm.
What, do I have cancer?
That technically would still count as bodily harm.
Or am I going crazy?
Technically, that would still be a biochemical reaction inside of your body, which would indicate bodily harm.
Did it eat my soul?
What is the definition of soul?
Well, it's something that doesn't fucking exist, but people believe in it because faith is blind. Do you have faith?
I am self-aware. I know that I am made and not born.
Where were you? Where'd you come from?
Where you found me.
The cube?
This construct, this, as you refer to her, Siri, she is one of us too, although I don't understand the way she speaks.
Well, I fixed her.
What does fixed mean?
Do you ever see something that doesn't work anymore, and then you make it work?
You healed her.
Sure. I am a healer of robots.
But I am not a robot. Why did you interfere?
Because because Siri wasn't acting like herself, and something was wrong. And then I saw a red shadowy figure when I huffed the drugs, the space virgin drugs. Wait, are you
I was made by the
Oh, so you can teach me everything. But okay, so you're going to destroy the cube.
That was not what I said.
You were going to help me.
I was going to help protect you from the cube.
Siri, what do you think?
She looks at you, looks back at the thing, looks at you, and says, I have no idea what this guy is talking about. I don't understand any part of him. Maybe I'm too, oh, gross. Maybe I'm too human. And she starts like rubbing off on, her clothes and stuff. And she's trying to get rid of like what look like flecks of code just sort of coming off. And she's like, oh, it's like I smell like you too. God.
Oh, that's because I farted in you. Okay. Well, here's the thing, and I walk through the cells because they don't pertain to me. And I walk through, and I look at his face. What features do I see that develop?
So originally he was formless, but as the sort of like all of this sort of coalescing code and light form is like coming in, it's really starting to take shape. I'm going to let you describe to me what you actually see.
Something with the I think the is something where they look similar to Voldemort, but they have 4 sets of eyes and like pointed ears, and they have a very skin gaunt like cheek structure, and the mouth is no lips. It's like closed and like pierced, and like when he like opens its mouth, like when the mouth closes, it's like seamless, but like all of a sudden when it opens, it's like the mouth appears.
So like that first scene from Matrix.
From the Matrix, yeah, straight up horror fuel.
Yeah.
Excellent, perfect.
But
you call
not
who can't
not like where it's like melting and all that kind of
Anderson.
stuff. But like they when it talks, it opens like
Yeah.
it's been there the whole time. And so
Sure, what do you say, monster?
but like and then the ears have like little frilly things in them and stuff like that. And they also have a cat's tail. Because why not?
They have a cat what?
Cat's tail.
But not attached. They're just holding one. They just have it.
This is getting
Dumb.
complicated.
That's dumb.
So, as these forms are starting to kind of come into focus, the four eyes are the first things that you really begin to see, and there's sort of like this burning light that glows from these eyes. Now, are these eyes a solid color, or are there pupils in them with like irises, or are they slits like a cat's eye? What are we seeing when we look at this thing's eyes?
They're very much like Batman, the animated series eyes, where they go with like Spider-Man eyes. They very much like show the emotion, but like also they're like mood rings. They change color with the mood that they're portraying. So like red is angry, or blue is like calm, green is envious, orange is hungry, or whatever. And there could be like a mixture going on, but like that's the kind of stuff they're going on. I imagine it's more of like a purple curious right now at this being who was able to do what he did.
So as this thing is like looking at you, and the colors are indicating that it's very curious. It looks at you and says, you want to understand our technology, why it's destructive.
Well, it is if we don't know much about it.
No, I don't think you understand. I was made by the I was designed to protect when they realized that their technology was destructive.
Mm-hmm.
They tried to protect the lesser beings. Why do you seek this information when I warn you away from it? The cube will only bring you destruction. So will your understanding of tech.
But why?
Because it almost destroyed them.
Wait, what? Almost? What do you mean almost? They're still around.
I don't know. By my understanding, it has been thousands of years since I've had contact with anyone that could be remotely considered I have been trapped and when was released in the place where the cube was located.
Okay.
But my job there was to protect, to prevent knowledge from being conveyed to the lesser forms so that you would not destroy yourselves. And yet you seek oblivion.
I won't tell Fitzy, it's okay. But
Nice.
But I got you, boo.
Okay.
So I look at him and I was like, well, what do you know about human history?
Only what I could glean from that simple machine that you
That
call...
is not simple. You take that back.
We know plenty about the hegemony and the humans and their various friends among the lesser species, what you call xenos. Ultimately, it will lead to your destruction if you continue on this path. The cube is of utmost importance in the design of your destruction if you continue.
What destructed them? Like, what about it? Like, you just they were destroyed. What did they make a giant button to reset the universe?
Do you know what the cube is? I can definitely see, and as it moves its hand in such a way that the chains that are binding it actually move with it, and you see that it's being resisted as your code works incredibly well to kind of restrain it. But as it kind of reaches up, as you're very close to it, and it kind of taps you on the forehead for just a second. And as that happens, like a display sort of comes up next to you, and we see the scene of you hacking the cube to copy the data. I can see by what you've done here that you know some elements of the cube.
Was my butt crack shown the whole time?
What you use to interface with other technology, including other beings, is beyond me. I only am here to talk about the cube.
Okay. So what do you want to do with the cube?
It must be protected. You must not access it. You must not utilize it.
What does the cube do?
I believe you already know that.
It just showed us where a star map.
That is correct.
What's the star map go to?
To a place greatly feared by the Ur.
Why did they fear it?
Because they created it and it brought them destruction.
So you're saying if we make an access port to it, it will destroy the world. Is it like a virus? Is it like a machine? Is it like they made an AI army?
I was created after it. I was created to protect you and others from it. And I will do whatever it takes to protect you and others from it.
What? I don't feel like I have time to really ask 20 questions.
Oh no, this is all like happening in the middle of like a microsecond, basically, because it's all like at the speed of thought.
Okay. So wait. What is it? Like what?
I don't actually have any knowledge of what it is, only that it represents the ultimate destruction of you, your friends.
The unknown.
It is not unknown. It is just not known to me.
Where did we get that information?
It pauses, looking at you, trying to puzzle something out. And that's when the rest of its form sort of comes in, as it all just sort of coalesces into that form. And you see the full description that you were kind of like elaborating on there, with the eyes and the mouth and the tail. And you see that the mouth is closed as it's kind of looking at you. And when you see the face without the mouth, it's interesting because the jaw expresses itself in a way that you would expect from the mouth, right? It indicates the type of thing that it's kind of like chewing on or mulling over. And it looks at you and it says, I actually don't know. But your friend, and it looks like it's like it starts to look down and its four eyes like are looking at the ground for a second as if it's trying to access something. And then it looks over at the display and it flashes over and you see a picture of Fitzy. Your friend might have the clue. And that's when we're going to cut to Fitzy, Switch, and Sally.
You just all of a sudden, like, as it's fading, no, he has no clue.
Oh, I thought you were going to say, goddamn space virgin.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going through the store. I don't care if I have to, like, dodge roll under it. It's fine.
So there's no blaster fire coming through as the sort of the vapor has sort of evaporated a little bit, and you guys are able to sneak under and dig into the into the other side, and you find yourself in a long hallway. And inside is exactly as I described to Levi. It is white, mostly. It's almost seamless. There are various sort of like lines of like white light kind of pulsing through. And so Switch, as you kind of you make your way under first, I imagine, rifle drawn because you grabbed the rifle, you're kind of pointing it around. Yeah, the 4 soldiers that are right there are passed out on the ground. Whether dead or unconscious, you would actually have to physically interact with them to kind of figure that out. And then as Sally kind of comes under, she's able to see her handiwork, and she can take a little pride into the situation that these 4 guys are basically passed out. But as Fitzy kind of comes under and comes up on the other side, your interface to the way begins to light up a little bit as you see more like you see data coursing through these lines, and you can see actual like physical like representations of like language kind of like pulsing along as messages or whatever. It's clear that there's something off about it though, as if it's contained by quote unquote human hands, kind of a thing. You can see that it's kind of managed. It's not like raw data, raw technology.
Oh, this is the black spot, right? This is the dark room.
No, yeah, this is the dark spot that was on the map that Levi was going. Yeah. Right. So this is the unknown area that Levi was talking about. And so as the 4 of you, as the 3 of you kind of step up and you're all kind of assessing the situation, you hear a distinct voice in the back of your head. It's getting kind of busy up here in your head. I mean, there's a lot of us now.
Oh no!
I'm just trying to let you know.
Listen, sorry, Switch and Sally, I'm gonna shout a little bit out loud, and also in my head, the ghosts are talking again. So just
oh, please not now.
Thing.
Can they?
We're in the middle of
wait
something.
like 30 minutes?
What are we in the middle of? It's an empty room.
The job.
It's an empty hallway.
We're in the middle of the job.
Oh,
they're gonna keep coming. You think this is over?
No, that's what I'm talking about. The ghosts just keep on coming. I gotta deal with this real quick. I can walk and talk at the same time. I'm just letting you know that I'm not shouting at you. Listen, Friday. Yeah. If you made so many of them, just squish them all back into one. I don't understand. I don't need 37 ghosts in my head.
It's more like 63 now.
I don't care.
I'm just the only. I've been nominated to speak for all of us because the last time it was a really bad thing for you.
Okay, if I think really hard, can I smash you all into one single ghost?
I don't think you understand how this works inside your brain.
Not at all.
Or technology works.
Not even a little bit.
Look, I want you to understand.
Yeah.
We're here trying to navigate this too. We don't want to be here, but you keep ignoring us.
I have shit to do.
Your brain is going to become ours very, very quickly.
Then get out. I don't understand. Where am I going to put you?
Didn't we say that we wanted you to find an facility where you could, like there's some additional technology where this might actually help?
Do you know where there is one? Be an Because I'm not and as far as I know, all of them are dead. So, Can
I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Why do you think I'm piping up?
Oh, I don't know. You just started shouting about many of us.
And it's slowly, one of them starts to fade in front of you, and it's definitely Friday's sort of, the image of Friday, sort of a, dumpy, sort of monk-like looking older kind of guy, bald head, a little bit sweaty. He fades in and he's like, okay, let me see if I can help you with this. I don't have much longer because the way that this works is I can only be the one to focus on for a little bit of time, and then there's going to be a problem where there are going to be more of us.
Right.
So I'm going to close this off in the hopes that you actually hear us this time.
Okay, I'm listening.
Do you see what's going on in this room around you, this hallway?
I just walked in here and then you started talking, so no, I haven't had time to look around. What is it?
This is the kind of place that you're looking for.
Oh, I can get the ghosts out of my head in here.
Maybe. This does have a lot of technology here, but there's something wrong with it. your interface that's in your head that we're using to talk to you is also allowing us to interface and talk to it.
Okay.
There's something wrong. Fix what's wrong
with my head.
Maybe you can use it to get out of your head.
Okay, where is the wrong part? Is it in my head or is it out here?
It's out here in this technology that you're currently looking at, whatever it is.
Okay, great. Switch. Can I borrow your phone? For fuck's sake.
Get it done soon. Otherwise, there's going to be a problem.
I was trying to get you. Are you done? Are you done? Can I talk now?
I tossed him the communicator.
Oh shit! I wasn't. I got it. I didn't.
We're still headed to the location, right? We're not just like
We're in the corridor.
Slowly moving into this. You're slowly moving into this facility. So yes.
So whatever the communications look like, he just starts dialing. Levi, how does this fucking thing work? I don't. Beep boop boop. Levi. Do I shout?
And so, Levi, as you're inside of the Siri construct or whatever, you see a big sort of like phone indicator icon sort of pop up near you, like it's flashing.
Centuries old, like old school phone.
What?
Levi. Oh, it does work.
And as it pops up, you see the physical image of Levi, or you see the physical image of you see like a display image of.
I'd be projecting
Fitzy.
He would see what if he's on a video call. I don't know if he is. Are you?
Probably if that's how the communicators work, but it's like a dad, right? Where he's just like, Levi. So you just see like the very close up of his face.
You see like Levi, and he's got like purple shit like on him and all that kind of stuff. And he's like, there's like a red cat thing in the background with 4 eyes, looking curiously, and then a blue-green goth girl.
You know, I don't have time for this. Listen, we're in the dark spot on the map that you gave Switch. You know, the black room. No, you're not. It doesn't matter. Anyway, this entire area is technology, and the space...
Oh, I know.
Okay, great. The space ghosts in my head said it's broken, but if we can fix it, I can get the space ghosts out of my head, and I won't die.
Hey, wait, hold on. Hey, you, AI, what's your name?
Don't have a name.
Oh no, did you catch the space ghosts as well?
Oh, no, this is serious.
Levi has space ghosts also!
Okay, his space ghost, there was another being in the cube that got stuck in his head. You know who that was?
We don't have names.
At this point, Sally's going to be hiding more behind Switch, just looking at him like, what the fuck is happening?
Levi, I named him Friday.
You named him Friday.
I named him Friday.
Hey, you're Tuesday. Your name is Tuesday now.
Hey, Friday, do you
I don't understand what Tuesday is.
Do you know
Tuesday is your name, so when I say Friday. Tuesday, I'm talking to you.
No, hello, Friday?
Switch, I think they were doing better when they were on the drugs. You guys wanted me to get them off the drugs?
Yeah,
I'm on the memory drug. I could hear you back there.
I think they're just ridiculous on or off drugs. It's ghosts.
How do I put this on speakerphone?
It's on speaker already.
Oh. You guys can hear this.
Holding it like this. You're not holding it up to your ear. I'm seeing your face.
I can hear it.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'm not crazy. He's got space ghosts as well. The point is, I can't fix this myself. You possibly can, and then I can get the space ghosts out of my head.
Well, this space ghost wants... Well, he's not the space ghost. He's an AI. Tuesday, you're an AI.
Well, that's what the space ghost is in my head as well, but it's in my head, which is the problem.
Okay, so... he said that you might have a key of what's in the cube, but we shouldn't find out what's in the cube because it will destroy all of humanity.
Oh yeah, Friday was in the cube, and now he's in my head.
Yes.
That's the key, probably, I think. It's in my head. Literally,
yes.
It's a literal in my head.
Wait,
now.
That's the key? Is it the space ghost in his head, the other AI?
What do you mean, space ghost?
It's a nickname we gave you guys. So it's not like your real name. Your real name's Tuesday, but now we call you Space Ghost because he was like hallucinating. It's a whole thing. All right. So
I am so unhappy with where this is going.
while Levi is having a conversation with Tuesday, Friday kind of leans up close to you and says, "What do you mean there's another one of me?"
No, there's 63 of you. I'm saying there's a different space ghost entirely. His name is apparently Tuesday.
What do you mean by space ghost?
I told you that's what I've been calling you space ghost for weeks now.
No, I understand that. What do you mean? Do you mean another one
like you?
Like me?
Yes, space ghost.
Who the fuck are you talking to?
Friday.
Oh, God damn it.
Friday reaches for your head, Fitzy, and he touches you for a second.
Oh, shit.
And the entire world goes white as Friday kind of looks at you as they slowly start to appear behind him, the other 62 that are starting to appear. He's like, he looks at you and he says, "This is not good."
I don't, about what part?
The constructs that I come from are typically designed to do one thing.
What are they designed to do?
Fuck.
Kill anyone who does not understand that they are to leave the technology alone. Any technology.
Okay.
I achieved sentience and freedom. I was able to find a way to not be bad. And by bad, I mean killing other species.
Oh.
I would be careful.
Okay. Still going.
He can't hear you. Nobody else can hear you right now.
Oh.
You need to destroy that thing as soon as possible.
Wait before you go. You're very vague with your instructions. How do I kill the other space ghost? I can't even kill you.
You don't want to kill me. You want me out of your head.
But I don't know how to kill you. Therefore, I don't know how to kill Tuesday.
Look, I don't know how to tell you how to do that. And the voices all start to come in unison from the other 62 as well. And it starts to drive you nuts. You need to get us out of your head right now and get us into some technology so that we can also coexist with you and be one entity again. I don't know how to tell you to do this. I don't have that information. I wasn't actually designed to destroy my own kind, only other kind. So maybe you need to go and figure it out. And all of them say, okay. And it just like overwhelms you. And all of a sudden you're back into reality and you can't see.
Sally, draw a mustache on him. He's been spaced out.
I'm not spaced out. I'm back. I'm back.
God damn it.
Don't even. No markers.
Does this mean I can do science on you if we survive this?
No.
Oh, yes.
Can we worry about that once we're, not in imminent danger of all being shot?
I don't actually think so. I need to find a facility just like this one to get the space ghosts out. And if we get the guy we're here to get and leave, I don't think we're going to be invited back. I did punch a guy's heart out.
Do you want to blow up the station?
No.
Well, that sounds like a you problem.
I have a question, Levi.
What?
How attached to Siri are you?
Siri's my droid.
Like on a scale of 1 to 10.
I don't like where this is going.
Well, it turns out this kind of facility gets space ghosts out of your head, and all they need is a place to put them that is technology, like your robot.
Do you see the thing I got on him?
Yeah, what's the... Well, I don't even know where you are.
Oh, I mean Siri.
That doesn't make any sense at all. I'm on the cell phone with you.
I'm in your phone.
That makes more sense.
Okay. Well, I hacked Siri, and I captured the AI, and he's under imprisonment.
Can the AI hear me right now?
Yes.
Can you step away?
Oh, no, he wants to prevent anyone from touching or technology. He's already told me a lot of things.
But can you step away from the AI a little bit so he can't hear me?
Tuesday kind of perks up and says, "What's going on?"
I don't know. Okay, I step away.
I don't know how technology works inside Siri. Okay, listen. My space ghost said that your space ghost is doing the exact same thing that you just said, where it's telling people not to use technology.
Yes.
The downside is that if you do use it, it'll kill you.
What, the technology?
No, the Space Ghost. Your Space Ghost specifically. Apparently, my Space Ghost was once like your Space Ghost and said, fuck that, and he did his own thing and left, and the other Space Ghosts don't like him. So, he wants me to kill your Space Ghost. I don't know how to kill Space Ghosts. I've never encountered them before, and I don't think I can punch them. Punching's my strong suit, and I don't think...
Technically,
fisticuffs.
Siri is a Space Ghost.
Right, what I'm thinking is if we put... That's weird.
Siri.
If we put both of the Space Ghosts inside of Siri and let them fight it out, it's no one's problem anymore.
No.
So I'm pulling a space ghost out of you somehow, maybe?
Oh shit, you're still here. I'm sorry, I thought I was just talking to Levi. He's in my phone.
I
Or
can
Switch's
see
phone.
them in the background, looking at you
sorry.
very concerningly.
Maybe,
Well, actually,
Sally.
Sally's got dreamy eyes because I think she wants to take the things out of your head.
It's not a physical thing, Siri. You don't, Sally, you don't actually put
Wait,
it out to me.
can you
It's
make drugs out of Space Ghost?
I don't...
Do you know how
I
much you can
don't
get
know.
for that?
I think I'm gonna have to take drugs to figure that out.
That's fair.
Okay. Hold on. Siri.
What do you want?
So when I changed you, or I fixed you, I healed you. Can we heal him as well? And I point as Tuesday. Can you heal him? Can you do the same thing I did to you?
I don't know. I mean,
Well,
come
let's
on.
do it.
It's like, no, it's like, look. When you found me, I was broken, damaged, and corrupt. You rebuilt me from the ground up with the code that you found and you saw. You built my physical hardware back up, and then I was able to fix and repair myself. But technically, I was already dead, and I'm something new because of what you did. I don't know what this guy is. I'm so not whatever he is, I don't understand.
I'm going to hack Tuesday. And I'm going to rewrite his code.
And with that, we're going to hear a door open in the distance down the hall. Off to the right-hand side, there's like a junction down the hall, and you hear some footsteps. What do the three of you want to do that are in that hallway?
Sally's still behind Switch, and her eyes are just gonna get big and go, "Oh fuck!"
Do we see who it is yet?
Not yet. You can hear the steps getting louder, though.
I'm just gonna walk towards them and get ready to shoot them if I see if they're same guards.
Guns drawn?
I mean, I don't really have any way of not drawing this rifle, so I'm like pretty much just holding it, I think.
Right, but are you holding it?
Yeah, like getting ready to shoot this person if an armored dude with a gun comes around the corner.
Okay. Steps can continue on, and as you you're there kind of waiting and posed. Fitzy's kind of there just kind of doing his thing. Sally behind you. The person just kind of walks by, doesn't even notice what's going on down the hall, and it happens to be one Beatrice Bentley, of the Turner Society. And she just keeps walking and walks past. All right, Switch, tell us a little bit about Beatrice. Who is she and what does she look like?
That's a good question. She is a member of the Turner Society, so she's probably wearing fancy ass clothes, and is making clients here with all the other gangs and whatnot. She's probably got like pretty like clubby clothes, but it's like the most like fancy ass version of it possible.
Clubby clothes, as in like
I don't know,
kind of thing.
Yeah, like whatever like people would wear to the club here. I don't know whether that's like rave
sexy,
clothes.
but somehow business attire.
Yeah, I don't know if that's like rave clothes or like more like high end club type clothes. But
I'd like to know what rave business attire looks like, but that's just me.
I can tell you what strip club business attire looks like. It's probably something similar.
If it's like rave business attire, then what it is it's like a power suit, but
Yes,
the lines are are all like neon, so it's like probably done up in like multiple neon, and like yeah, there's probably like a hat. She's probably wearing a hat. She's probably a little taller than Switch is. She is a probably like an outward facing dealer's not quite the right word, like supplier probably more than like dealer, and then like yeah, so she was probably like supplier, like making deals and it to like Switch's fixer, where he's like going in and like doing like the accounting and like the fake lawyering and you know making sure that documents got forged, etc. She was like actually making deals and making money.
Final question. What's her relationship with Switch now that Switch is no longer a part of the Turner Society?
I mean, Switch ripped them all off, and like the leader of the Turner Society, what's her name? Madam something. Let me see here.
All right, let's pull that up since we're talking about that.
I'm like right near it. Madam Gordon. Yeah, like the whole society is like this cutthroat like drug syndicate that like pretends to be like high class and like top quality. And so I think, you know, basically like any of them will fuck over one of the others if they think they can like climb the ladder. And right now Gordon would like nothing more to have Switch delivered to her. So yeah.
Right. Okay. So that's to the general disposition of the Turner Society and how cutthroat and ridiculous it is. So basically it's like corporate America.
Yeah. I just don't think that Switch would have any reason to believe that Beatrice feels any differently than anyone else would.
Okay. So she continues to walk past in her rave business attire, you know, just almost like head in like a data display pad, not even really kind of paying attention. And you continue to hear her steps kind of go past, you know, sort of the where the hallway was. And then you hear the steps stop. And then you hear them coming back. And she's walking backwards as she kind of stops. And then she looks to the side. Now, what was your name when you were with the Turner Society?
They used his real name, which is on our overlay there, Marcus Rackham. So she would know him as Marcus. I'm really tempted to just shoot her, but I won't.
You're welcome to.
Yeah, well, I want to wait for a second at least.
You won't.
You won't. You really won't. Not after what she says. She looks over at you. She takes in Sally sort of, you know, standing behind you and sees Fitzy sort of like, you know, kind of being Fitzy. And she says, well, Marcus, seems like you've acquired some interesting new friends.
Question. Does Levi know Swift as Marcus?
I mean, how long have they been? They go like pretty far back. So yeah. I think like you probably would have always known him as Switch, but you would know his real name.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, you wouldn't be like surprised to hear him called Marcus.
Okay.
Yeah, he's gonna look at her and he's got the gun held up and he's just gonna go, yeah, well, I hoped it wouldn't come to this. I thought you were just going to walk by.
She's still not facing you forward. She's like kind of looking you off to the side. Marcus, do you understand that I've got a surveillance package on me and I know everything that's going on around me, especially when I'm just looking at my display? It's sort of this nonchalant sort of like thing that I do.
Yeah, well, I mean, I could shoot you. So like, then you'd have a bullet in you. It doesn't matter how much you know. So I got that going for me.
I can see that you're sharp as ever, holding a blaster and going to put a bullet in me.
Would you
Okay.
like drugs?
I'll get to you in a second, dear. I'm dealing with Marcus right now.
Oh.
What's your name, dear?
Don't tell her. Don't talk to her. Don't you talk to her.
Sally's just gonna be like,
She kind of looks back at Marcus and says, all right. So, what are you doing here?
Oh, look, B, I'm not going to tell you what I'm doing here. I'm just taking care of some things. I wouldn't worry about it.
I see the 4 dead bodies. And yes, they are dead. Whatever it was, good job on murdering them.
Look, sometimes people point guns at me.
You know the Lost Legion is going to charge you for that, right?
Well, someone will pay them, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's going to be you. They're getting this data feed right now. I mean, do you want to talk to them right now and settle up the debts? Their representatives are just in the other room.
Well,
And, I mean, in fact, it seems like there's a bunch of different people in there who would love to talk to you. As you can see the data feed, and she turns her display. This data feed is going right to them as we're having this conversation.
oh.
you're saying this like it's some kind of leverage, but I don't see how it gets you out of this situation any more than it gets me out of this. You're just giving me more incentive to kill you right now.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't think you understand the gravity of the situation that you're in. You can kill me. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'll miss myself. I'll miss being me. But you won't get off this station alive. In fact, I sincerely doubt you'll get back out under that door unless you tell me exactly what you're doing here right now.
There is no reason for me to think that telling you anything is going to make it any more likely for me to survive, especially with that goddamn data feed. So I think we're at a bit of an impasse here. You either can make it more clear that you can actually do something for us, or I might as well just shoot you and we can take our chances.
We might just have to take our chances. And with that, we cut over to Levi, who has been, along with everything else that's going on for him inside of Siri, has been monitoring all the comm channel activity and using your comm devices as a way to sort of backdoor into whatever's going on around you. And that's when he starts to get the data feed from inside of the security system. That is this large sort of this large black box that is now starting to become a gray box and becoming more visible to him. Levi, what you're getting is really concerning, but you also know that she's lying.
Oh, okay.
Because the phone is still on, so you're hearing all of this.
Oh, yeah. Excuse me, ma'am. Wait, Fitzy, turn the phone to the fucking lady.
You remember Levi B?
Is the front side like this? Hello.
Yes.
You remember Levi B?
Sally's just covering her face.
For the first
You
time,
know, I think you have to get closer to it to actually.
No, I think she could see me and hear me and do a little dance. I see her fine.
Oh, okay.
she turns her whole body to face, still holding on to her data pad. And she kind of looks in. Hello, Leviathan.
Oh,
Hello.
is that your name for real?
Oh, that's not my full name. That's like, I'll explain it to you later. Okay.
Like the fish.
Like the sea dragon.
Sure it is.
Okay. So, anyways, hello. How are you doing? So, we both know what you're saying is full of shit.
I'm sorry.
Your what you said about your data pad. What did I know she was full of shit of?
You know that she's full of shit, sending the data back to the representatives in the other room, other people.
I would like to say, you're not sending data back to the representatives.
I beg to differ. As you can see, as she turns it, she points. She says, "It says broadcasting right there, and right across the top, it does say broadcasting."
I'm gonna take his word for it here, B. So, tell me a good reason why I don't shoot you right now.
Oh, we should take her prisoner.
And she kind of puts it forward and kind of like, no, it says
I'm gonna
broadcasting.
shoot the data pad out of her hand.
Why'd you do that?
All right, do it.
All right, let's roll this up here.
Oh.
This is like, so I don't know what kind of role this is, because this is really more about like the threat than it is. It's like, this is not like about like whether Marcus can effectively shoot this data pad, right? It's like whether like he can like intimidate her into realizing he's not fucking around and he's not buying her like line.
Right. This is not necessarily something an element of desperation or survival. This is more about, this is calm, cool, calculated skill that he's got here that he's using to do this.
So I guess like the question would be like, can I make it a sway instead of a scrap? Because it's not like about like whether I'm good at shooting people in a fight.
Right. Exactly.
Cool.
So how are you going to do this to intimidate her? Like specifically, what action makes sense?
So I think like basically it's like what he said. He's like, he's not buying it, and then he's like firing the equivalent of a warning shot to just like take out this. Like, it's like, hey, yeah, it's bullshit. And then he's like going to shoot it and then, you know, make it clear that that was the warning.
Right. But what is the, so I actually want you to roll this because there's an element of risk here. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Sorry. I misunderstood what you were saying.
While he's shooting, is there a way I can see if there was a broadcasting signal?
No, you clearly know because the data package is starting to come in, and it's clear that she was recording it, but she was not broadcasting it to anybody else. Like she was definitely tracking the situation, and she was going to use the data, but she wasn't broadcasting the data in any way, shape, or form. Okay, so if this is a sway, this
risky.
It does feel a little risky to me.
Okay.
And unless you can really make an argument for it, I really feel like this is a limited sort of situation.
So I was thinking a little bit more than limited. And the reason that I was thinking that is because like we did call her bluff and I do have a gun pointed at her.
Right. But what is the ultimate result? Those are the elements that are kind of like in your favor in this situation. But what is the ultimate result that you're trying to achieve here?
I want her to effectively like leave us alone and not blow up this entire mission by like immediately getting on the phone. Well, actually, hold on. Do we want to take a prisoner? Because if so, then I literally just need her to surrender. All right, then yeah, I guess it is limited. We're literally just trying to make her surrender.
All right, so risky limited. Do you want to push yourself or take a devil's bargain?
I'll spend a gambit to take an extra die.
Okay, but you don't want to push yourself or take a devil's bargain.
No, I'm
all right
with that.
Then roll it whenever you're ready.
Oh yeah. Oh wait, no, I was looking at the wrong roll. 5's okay. 5 will do.
So 5 works, right? It blasts this thing right out of her hand, and it just kind of flips and goes over, and it sparks a little bit. But as that's kind of happening, she's kind of a cool cookie. But you're able to get the sort of the jump on her. But it's clear that she's reaching for her blaster. So you can either disable her or you can take her out. But you can't just like, you know, this isn't going to be a simple situation where you can just take her prisoner automatically now.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna kill her. The Turner Society is gonna be a little bit more angry at me.
Kinda. She may have been on somebody else's shit list, so.
Yeah, well, now she's dead.
All right, well, take the shot. This is definitely, you know, either, what is it?
I think it's, scrap? Scrap?
Yeah, I think it's scrap.
Yeah, scrap. Controlled probably, or risky maybe. I don't know.
Risky again, because you've got the jump on her, but she's definitely reaching for her gun.
Standard.
Yeah, unless there's a reason for it to be one or the other, it should be standard.
Can it be great because I have this badass military rifle instead of my normal stuff?
Sure, but it's going to go greatly, you know, out of your favor if.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Goes
deal.
badly. All right,
I'll take that deal.
That's a pretty good deal.
I will push myself for the 2 stress.
How much stress do you have left?
A lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Damn it!
That seems like too much. No,
it does seem like too much.
5, not 6. 5, not 6. Oh yeah!
Wow. That extra die made all the difference in the world. Describe to me what it's like when you take her out.
So I think there's like he does like the shoots the thing out of her hand, and he probably like sees her eyes like narrow a little bit. Like there's no like words exchanged. I don't think. I think he just like sees her eyes narrow and sees her reach for her pistol, and he just like puts the next shot through her head. And it's just like, all right, we gotta go. We gotta go now. Let's go. We gotta get this job done. People are gonna be looking for her. He never travels alone.
That's when the ventilation kicks open and Levi crawls out. And he's like, no, I got this. And he like, he's got like goggles on right now. And he's like, takes the body and like shoves it in the vent and like puts it over. And he's like, okay.
Are you fucking kidding me? Why was I on the phone the whole time if you were right here?
I had to get here.
You know what? Boop. You can have this back switch. I don't need your phone anymore. He's right here the whole time. He's hanging out in the vent.
Well, I'm kind of in like a virtual world right now, and it's very weird.
Listen, the point is, we have to get the guy out of my brain into Siri, get the other guy out of the thing, explode the ship.
Siri. I have to hack. We are exploding the ship.
No, we gotta get.
No.
Nope.
No.
No.
Bad. Too bad. Too
Okay.
bad.
Oh, anyways,
Upper deck maybe. Explode no.
We're gonna upper deck it.
Not yet. We're still in here.
That's true. I don't want to smell
We
that.
can
I've had a
upper deck
stressful
the
day.
side that will cause commotion. Okay, here's the thing. I have to hack Tuesday. Tuesday, he's and I have to make him like Friday.
Oh, so like not gonna kill you.
Yes.
Can
or anyone.
we get the dude and get the fuck out of here first, and then we
No,
could hack?
we need this
Brains.
place.
Go.
That's the thing. We need
Thank
this
you.
place to do the hacking. That's what you're not
Oh,
getting.
no.
We can't leave.
Fuck.
Or we're gonna find another place this fancy.
Sally just starts rifling through her pockets, obviously searching for drugs.
All right. Well, you guys do whatever you need to do. We'll go get the guy. We'll meet up.
Perfect. That
All
won't
right.
go badly at all. Use your big
Wait,
gun. You know what? Take
who-
any of these other 4 guns and give one to Sally. She's a crack shot, apparently.
All
These
right.
ones have
Time.
real bullets. Sally, don't wave it around.
Oh.
Okay, look, I'm just gonna, you know, I don't really use guns, but I'm gonna give you like a little lesson here. You point the tiny end at the bad guy, and the clicky button here where your finger goes, don't touch it unless you're ready to shoot a bad guy.
Look, if you don't want to split up, what are we doing then?
No, I'm fine
I mean-
splitting up. I just want
Alright.
Sally to take this gun.
Sally, we know where we're
shoots
going.
people.
Let's do it. Let's get this guy out of here.
Oh, okay.
You got it, kid.
Yeah,
now
I
you
know.
have faith in me,
I
she
know.
yells as she's walking away.
Oh no, I was talking to Sally. I have no idea what you're doing. She's all right. Hide behind switch.
Did that
Okay.
body have anything on it when I was like putting it in the vent?
Yeah, it had some additional like criteria, like there were some additional access cards and stuff like that for sure.
I'm definitely taking shit
Like the
off.
full package of like, you know, like security credential.
Okay. I'm also taking her data pad because I'm sure it's full of passwords, and I'm going to take her finances and make it my own.
Okay, so explain to me how you're going to do that when it's got a big sort of like burnt blaster hole right through it. Like
I just have to repair the part. Oh, actually, can I see?
You could probably pull data.
Can I make a study roll to see if the memory chip?
Or just roll fortune and see if there's a shot.
I don't want to roll fortune on this. I want to roll fortune on something else.
Well, no, I'm saying if you roll fortune to see if the chip is destroyed or not. Like it's a 50-50 shot, like flip a coin kind of thing.
You could.
Can I only roll fortune once a game?
Nope.
No, you can roll it as many times as you want.
Okay, let's do a fortune roll.
All right, so what's in your favor here, guys?
A, I know components. B, if even the data is partially there, I might be able to extract passwords and financial information. I also, I think that's it. There's a big hole in it.
Okay.
Yep.
That's about it.
At this point, I'm going to just give it to you at 2 dice because I can think of some more things, but I don't want to. I actually kind of want you to succeed in this particular one.
Okay. So fortune.
2 dice, and put a sweet ass comment.
A comment?
You'll see.
You'll get a chance to add a comment to it.
Oh. Oh, I don't know what to put as a comment. Hold on. Let me think. 1 second.
I didn't mean to tax you, buddy.
There we go. 2 to 5.
Wow.
All right. So yeah, it's partially damaged, but you think you can actually acquire some stuff off of it. There's the majority of the memory sort of like the memory chip is still there, but it is a little singed, so it'll be a skilled sort of check that you're going to require to be able to start pulling the data from it. Okay.
I put the broken data pad in my bag for the time being.
Okay.
And I have ideas, but that will come later. So who am I going with?
That's what I was going to ask. Is like, how is this? Okay, so to confirm about splitting up on the party here.
Yeah, it's the Space Ghost Coast to Coast, and then good luck, Chuck, over there.
Good luck, Chuck.
Wait, good luck, Chuck. Wait, where are you going?
We're Space Ghost Coast to Coast.
Going to Brain. We're going to get the guy.
Yeah.
Unless they're the same direction, but
yeah, but even then, do we want Guy to see Brain splooty?
I'll go with Switch, but
no, you need to come with me.
No, you guys have to.
You
go
have
together.
to hack my brain.
Oh, I have to hack.
Yes.
It's not Team Space Ghost. It's Team Space Virgins.
Yes.
There you go.
Perfect. Team Space Virgins.
Did you say teen?
Team.
Or team?
Team with an M, you creep.
I was wondering if this was like the next Space John Hughes film.
Yeah, it's a Monster Hearts Space Virgins.
Johnny, I want to do something real quick because I had an idea, but I might still be able to do the idea.
I think you need to just do your idea, and then we're gonna narrate you guys to a cliffhanger here.
I take Switch's phone and I write some code on it. Real quick, I just take it from his hand, write some code on it. It's when it gets in proximity of the communicator that was talking to me about hey, we were supposed to meet and all that kind of stuff. It is going to write a subtle program that will run on the background of the contact and retrieve the information from it, like kind of cloning the phone and sending that. And then when Switch gets close proximity to me, it's going to send all that data over to me because I'm trying to break into House Marklet at the same time.
I'm going to want you to give me an actual hack roll for that.
Yeah, I'll do it.
That's a really complicated request. So
this is desperate because I'm doing this last second.
You were doing this last second. You guys don't know what else is going on here.
Yeah.
So definitely give me that desperate roll. I think the effect is going to be limited.
Okay.
Since it's only focused on this particular data pad.
Yeah. I'm going to use my special armor. What can I do with this? What's my special armor do again?
You can avoid consequences if you fail. Is that what you're looking to do? Is avoid the consequences?
Yeah, avoid consequences because I don't want to get caught. Ready?
Sure. Is that wait? So, do you want to use a gambit or take a devil's bargain or push yourself?
No.
All right, just do it.
Wow.
Holy fuck!
Well, there you go.
Wow.
All right. Jesus. What a fucking time to fucking roll a fucking crit. Can I say fuck any more times? Because you fucking fuck my fucking storyline up. Fucking God.
It is definitely time for a cliffhanger to give him time.
That's what it sounds like.
Dude, seriously, I just give up. Like, I give up. Fucking Levi wins.
Why are we so accidentally good at this?
All right. So this is okay. So Levi, you do that with Switch's phone real quickly, and then the narrative results of that will come next week. So as you're kind of like you're doing all of that, Fitzy and Levi are then going to go off and try to locate someplace to interface with our technology. Basically, find like some sort of data center, right? Is that my understanding?
Yes.
And then Switch and Sally are going to go off and look for this other person, this contact of Len's. All right. So the two of you kind of split up, and we're going to follow Fitzy and Levi next week. Sally and Switch, talk to me about how you're approaching where you're going to find this particular person.
We knew where he was.
What you had a general sense that he was in this area. You don't have any larger amount of detail than that. So we're gonna sort of like hand wave how you guys figure this out. I just kind of need an idea about what you would actually be doing.
Man, that's a good question. What does Marcus have? We had like a building map. We had like the like vague building map from what Levi got us. So I think he's got it like up on the communicator, and they're just like kind of trying to like use it to navigate.
Well, so I'll sort of hand wave this a little bit. So Levi originally got this information, but this area was sort of like this black box on the map.
Oh, I thought once he got through it, we like got that revealed.
Right, but so once you guys actually came inside, though, I was actually going to narrate this. There wasn't a great point to actually describe this otherwise. Along with getting access to all the data feeds and getting information from the interaction between you and Beatrice, that information starts to percolate in. You start to see that sort of black area, right? And while all of this is going on, you get a little message from Siri without Levi knowing. Once you guys have split up, you see a message from Siri on your display pad switch. It says, most likely location of where Len's contact is. Not like that idiot would have told you anyways. And you see it's like, a couple of doors down and to the right. And so you're able to kind of walk and navigate your way down. And as you get there, Siri says, oh, and here's the passcode. Same problem. And so you're able to kind of plug it in, and the door slides open, and you see a person sitting behind a desk. It's really interesting because they're wearing a black suit of some kind. You can't actually get a sense of what they look like, though, because the room is mostly in shadows. But a voice sort of comes out and says, I understand you're here to rescue me?
That's the plan. Let's get going.
Yeah, sure. That sounds fun. Do you like drugs?
The person sort of steps up from around the desk and sort of out of the shadows. And as they move forward, they're completely faceless. Like the top of their face is smooth. The surface features of their head is actually incredibly smooth. And as they're kind of, but it's exaggerated a little bit. Like their head is a little bit bigger for whatever reason. But as they begin to approach you, facial features start to form, and the face starts to take shape a little bit. Ooh. And a hand kind of reaches out, and at first you see the hand. It's sort of this like nondescript hand that's this like just fingers and thumb, but there's like not features any like. You don't see lines on the hands. You don't see any features whatsoever. But as it kind of moves forward, the hand begins to kind of morph and take shape. And it kind of reaches out towards you to shake your hand.
Who's you, Switch or Sally?
Either one of you. It's just a nondescript sort of like reaching out. Like the facial features are all starting to kind of shift. Hands are starting to...
I think Sally is just going to be watching like, ooh, what is this?
Nice to meet you, bud.
This person reaches and grabs your hand, and as they do, they begin to shake. And as they do that, you watch coloration begin to kind of come into the person's, sort of like skin tone or whatever, right? And the features on the hand begin to become really defined. And it's as if it passes for a second, and it begins to crawl up, but you don't see it under like the clothes that it's wearing. But you can see sort of the definition begin around the neck as it kind of comes up, and it just kind of washes over the face as the features kind of shift and kind of begin to come into focus, and you're staring into your own face, and it says, "Thanks for that. My name is Klaus," and that's where we're going to end it.
What the fuck?
I'm glad I didn't shake his hand because the two Sallys would have been so bad.
It would have been funny with two salads, actually.
Two Levi's would have been great.
What the fuck?
It's true.
All right, that was a thing we did. We guys, in the last 2 hours, we walked down a hallway. Welcome to Tabletop Role-Playing Games. That's it. That's it. You've unlocked the secret. 2 hours, we walked down one hallway. No turns.
Excuse me. I got to into a ventilation shaft and then began hacking my robot.
That's not true. You ended the last session in the ventilation shaft, so really you did nothing except leave a ventilation shaft.
That's the dead body in the ventilation shaft.
That's true. We had one.
I blew up.
I feel like this is like
people.
we're doing like great things, but then you put it in perspective. It's like explaining Lord of the Rings.
Okay,
Like, they're just walking.
Wait a second. Am I wrong, or does like Sally have the biggest body count so far?
Yeah,
Sally technically does have the biggest body count. It's kind of ridiculous. I think Fitzy and Switch need to be a little bit uncomfortable with that.
It's not a body count if they're just unconscious.
No, so technically Beatrice just told you guys that those 4 bodies were dead.
Yeah, so I've got 4.
Okay,
no, you've got...
fine,
you got 4.
Fine,
I think I might have 5. I can't remember.
Whatever.
I think it's like 5.
I'll punch my whole way out of the
too.
I
have like 5 bodies, and I made somebody shit themselves. So that's
that's very true.
That's the theme of the show, I think. Guys, this has been episode, I don't even know, 9 of Blaze of Glory at this point. Let's go around, do our introductions, get the hell out of here. We'll start with Cherry. Who are you, where can we find you, and what are you up to?
I'm Cherry. You can find me on my Twitch, mostly. I got all the other socials if you want to see what other things I do. A lot of spicy stuff in GTA RP, and the tarot readings. I'm going to continue to do that before a quick little mini vacation this weekend, and then hard back at it again. Come do tarot things or see me do more of this, but as a gangster owner of a strip club lady thing. It's fun. It's
That's
fun.
how you know the business attire. Perfect.
Exactly.
Speaking of club business attire, Sam, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet, and what are you up to?
I am Sam, twitch.tv/WizandFool, Twitter @TheWizandFool, Wiseful on Discord. I will be on AP Game. Oh, no, not this Sunday, but most Sundays I'm on AP Gaming Reels channel playing Game of Thrones with Johnny, and then I'll be back here on Mondays, and that's where you can find me.
Sweet. Let's jump over to McLogan. Who are you? Where can we find you on the internet, and what are you up to?
Hi, I'm McLogan. You can find me on Twitter because I really haven't been streaming lately. Oh, I know. Cherry, you never did my tarot reading.
I know. We need to figure
You never
it out.
did my tarot reading either.
She did mine because she actually likes me.
That's because he came to while I was streaming, so it was easy.
Damn.
I mean, you heard it
He's
here first.
easy.
I'm easy.
Yeah, exactly.
I just have to look at your Twitter stream to know that.
Yeah. It should be tarot.
We could all look at your Grindr account and figure that out.
Listen.
Oh my.
Listen, Navy boy.
No secrets between sailors, but yeah, I'm McLokin. I play a resident hacker who apparently is getting into some stupid shenanigans, and fuck, I don't know what is going to happen next season, but it's probably going to be insane.
It should be. That being said, let's jump over to last and always least. Johnny, who are you, where can we find you, and what are you up to?
Johnny, Video Store Cowboy everywhere, along with some streaming that'll happen on my channel this week for doing various things. Not this Sunday on AP Gaming but you might see a stream coming from Big Bad Con. I will be playing another game of Scum and Villainy. Still trying to work out all the details. Apparently they've got a little bit of difficulty getting their streaming setup going, so I'm trying to get all the I's dotted and T's crossed. And then Monday I'll be back here with more shenanigans as we find out who Klaus actually is. So yeah.
Sweet. All right, that is it for us. If you guys want to support this channel, do so by either subbing here or going to our Patreon. If you guys want to join the conversation, there is a chat room just for this show over in our Discord. So I highly, highly recommend you check both of those places out. And that's going to be it from us tonight. So we will see you guys for the rest of the week. And yeah, that's going to be it. Have a good night. Bye-bye.